Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for this week. We are going to jump right in here. You have this mouse spirit, it says tend to the small things. You have this rhino spirit, it says overcome any obstacle. So if you're trying to overcome obstacles, I think that the small things could help you move forward. You're definitely trying to end something here clearly, or you're trying to bring a cycle to an end. And the good news is you have this change in the wind card. So it does seem to me like there could be a change from that Nine of Swords. I've seen the Nine of Swords a lot lately, and for the most part it's come up in the first row for people. So this could be one of those times where we are clearing things out or clearing up challenges, having new beginnings with the Ace of Wands as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about it unless you stay stuck, right? The Nine of Swords says don't stay stuck in the situation. If you are experiencing a challenging situation, or difficulties or whatever it is, it says that you have to change your fortunes right here. Wheel of Fortune, your card as well. So, showing up as yourself really puts you in a position of power and strength. It allows you to get what you want from the reading. And yeah, I just think that this is one of those readings that's talking about the changes. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. The Nine of Swords, you see this person here is hitting another person with a sword. And sometimes I feel that the Nine of Swords says you can be the bug or the windshield. You can be the person, that's doing the hitting or getting hit. And, I think that sometimes with the Nine of Swords we just have to kind of take control of our life. And I think the way that you will do this, by the way, is out with the old, in with the new. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is moving forward to calmer shores, moving away from something that brings conflict or moving away from something that is choppy. And that's how you will take control of your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's definitely time for you to kind of move on from something. Although this first row is meant to represent your current general energies, but I also do past, present, future outcome in these readings, so it's kind of coming up in your past position. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can represent past disappointments or something not working out. It's a card of regrets and sadness, but it's also a card of gratitude. When he turns around and is grateful for these two cups, he also gets the bridge and the castle right here. So I think that, by the way, you have the King and Queen of Swords here. So if you're looking at a new love connection with the lovers, this could say that, or the reading is saying that you are thinking that something isn't going to work out for you when it really will. So, you might have your eye on a new person, or maybe you've dated a new person, and this is basically saying let go of the past and let this person, kind of be a new person. Right, you have the Five of Pentacles. I think everyone needs to kind of deal with Five of Pentacles energy right now. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold. But really the secret with the Five of Pentacles is to pay attention to your strengths and not your weaknesses. Both these people on the card, they are focusing on their problems, and they're not focused on the fact that there's a church right behind them. They could go into that church. It represents a place of sanctuary. So the Five of Pentacles has very, I always say the fives have very easy solutions in the tarot. And the Five of Pentacles just says focusing on your strengths instead of your weaknesses will help you move forward. With the Nine of Swords you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you and, walking towards bigger and better things. But, kind of on a very simple level, again, this first row I feel is your past position, and I think you're just walking away from the Nine of Swords. With the Five of Cups you have the Queen of Wands here. Let's see, the Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, going for what you want. The Queen of Wands also normally has a sunflower that she's holding on to, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So with the Queen of Wands we have to move towards our desires, or towards things that make us feel kind of stronger and better. She also is the card of learning as you go. And you have that Ace of Wands to the Six of Swords. It's clear to me that you are leaving something behind. Out with the old and in with the new with the Ace of Wands. And you could be kind of learning as you go on a new situation in your life, or, something new that you're working on. The Queen of Wands says we have to be bold and assertive and moving through that, because obviously if you don't know what you're doing it can be a little off-putting, or it can make you a little nervous. If you're starting a new business or even a new relationship and you have to learn all the new things about it, but the Queen of Wands says keep going forward no matter what. With the Five of Pentacles you have the Hermit here. Yeah, you've learned a lot. The Hermit has gone through a dark night of the soul. He's normally standing at the top of the mountain there, and it kind of says that he has learned everything he can from what he has been through, And now it's time for him to like come down from the mountain and show the world what he's made of. Or, you could be showing the world what you're made of just by existing, right? By being a living example, or just getting something you've been trying to get in your life. And I definitely feel that here with the Hermit. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this change in the wind card and this time for a nap card. Is there anything like super unexpected here? No. But I think that, there could be a positive new beginning and you're just not exactly expecting it. With the Ace of Wands again, it doesn't feel like, I think this is something that maybe you know about, where it's like maybe you're looking for a new job and you finally get one. Or maybe with the Ace of Wands here, you've been working on a new project and you're finally, having some sort of breakthrough with the Ace of Wands. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was your last reading or the last weekly reading, but I'm pretty sure either the last one or the one before that was all about having a breakthrough or kind of some sort of breakthrough moment. And the Ace of Wands I sometimes look at as a breakthrough because it's that like spark of life, It's that this Ace of Wands represents the root going down into the soil from the seed. It's like that initial spark of life. And then it's up to us, after we have the spark, to keep that spark alive. It's up to us to keep that seed growing, right? We have to like water it, fertilize it, feed it, nurture it, and kind of keep it going. And so I do feel that here. And the reason I'm saying this is because of these two cards. I kind of feel like these two cards here are the most important cards in this reading. Like you're moving on from something and the Wheel of Fortune is always spinning. The Wheel of Fortune is showing up in the good stuff, but, we are responsible for keeping the wheel going in the direction we want it to go in. So I feel this is saying like, keep moving forward. Keep moving towards, whatever is making you more lucky or whatever is growing in your life. You have the Three of Pentacles. I do feel like some of you have been dealing with like a work situation where you haven't been getting the recognition you desire, or maybe you feel like other people are getting recognition for what you've done. And I feel the Three of Pentacles is kind of just saying that you are finally receiving the recognition you deserve. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality and quality work. So I feel like you're finally getting recognized for the quality of your work or what you do. I also feel both cards, Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles here, can kind of represent mastering your craft. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of mastering your craft. The Three of Pentacles, he is kind of showing that he has mastered his craft. So I feel for a lot of you that you are showing the world that you have mastered your craft, or that you are, good at whatever it is that you do. The Eight of Pentacles, I feel, sometimes can represent material success on the horizon as well. So basically money coming in for work that you've already done. And if you've been doing work or if you've been trying to grow a business or whatever, this could be you finally having kind of like a little bit like I don't think this is like a major breakthrough yet. That could change. But I think this is kind of giving me the vibes more of like one thing after another, where you are kind of building something but it's like no longer at the same level. Sometimes in business we reach a certain level and we don't have that breakthrough up. And it's like, I'm not saying you're making billions of dollars overnight, but I think you're kind of slowly, ticking upwards in your business where maybe you've been stuck for a while or whatever the case may be. This could also be in career. With the Ace of Wands you have the Strength card. Yeah, you've been very patient and strong. I feel like also the feeling I get here as well, we see a lot of cards that really say you're getting attention, right? Three of Pentacles, even the Eight of Pentacles, you've just been putting in the work. Three of Pentacles is the result, and people are seeing the result of the Three of Pentacles. And with this Strength card, normally the Strength card, the lady has her hands in a lion's mouth. So it's a display of strength. She is showing the world that she is strong. And if you haven't been getting credit for your work, and this doesn't have to be work in business, this could be, working on your family or working on yourself. It's like you're finally getting the recognition you deserve. That's really kind of the feeling I get here. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles again. Yes, you are good enough. I think you need to say that to yourself here. It's like, clearly you can produce a very solid result with the Three of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is like the doubts, thinking that you're not good enough, or thinking that you can't create a result, or thinking that you don't deserve something. It's like, I think for some people it's like whether we realize it or not, we do things that kind of like hold us back. It's like even me, with this channel, my channel was stuck for years at like 40,000 subscribers and people were growing past me. And I knew I was good enough to have more subscribers. But it's like when I really look at what I was doing, I was like not doing things that I knew like how to do, right? And so like I wasn't doing titles on my videos. I wasn't doing thumbnails. There were so many things that I wasn't doing right. And it's like maybe a little part of me really didn't want to grow at that time, even though I did, but maybe a part of me was like holding myself back. And it's like once I started doing the things that I already knew how to do, that's when I exploded my channel, right? So I kind of feel that for you right here, where it's like there might be little things that where you're like self-sabotaging, which is like what I was doing at the time, right? And I think that the breakthrough is going to come from you realizing that you're strong enough to do whatever you're doing. With the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, yes, you will have quick success. You will grow quickly, or you will experience recognition, or whatever it is once you start putting things out into the world. The Eight of Wands is a quick conclusion or quick success. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this taking risks card and this potential card. Yes, the risk is showing off. We have Pluto going into Aquarius in the time ahead, and I really feel the biggest risk we can take with Pluto in Aquarius is like the risk of saying something and being wrong, the risk of public speaking, the risk of telling people what you do. You know, it's like, it's funny that, before, I had just, when I was stuck, when my channel finally started growing, and I broke through that 40,000, I had moved to a new apartment. And I remember the day I told this lady outside, I was like the first person that I ever told like what I do, right? And before that, I really wouldn't it's not like I was hiding it, but I would just tell people I'm on YouTube. I wouldn't say, oh, I'm a tarot reader on YouTube. And she was like the first person. And then I just started saying it. And I'm convinced as well that just by talking about it, it's like I gave it more power, right? And I kind of feel like that this is what's going on here. It's like you need to take the risk of saying that you want to have a llama farm in your backyard or something like that, right? Maybe you're afraid to take the risk because you're afraid of what people will think. But, I think whatever you're thinking about doing with your life is where the potential really exists. And there's a lot of potential here for you, Sag. I think Sagittarius is, could be one of those signs that are kind of really correcting their, success karma or whatever you want to call it. So you really have the opportunity to grow. You have the Six of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Chariot. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores, so definitely big improvements coming in for you. I feel like, that you have to get away from whatever this is right here at the beginning of your reading, and you're just moving forward. You have the King of Swords. I kind of feel like this, part of me feels like this could be a person, sure, but I think this reading is more all about you, Sagittarius. I think it's saying, it's like the King of Swords is saying you have all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to move forward. The Queen of Swords, she sees clearly for the first time. So it's like you have the knowledge and wisdom, and you have the clarity necessary to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. She also has her back to the past, so it's kind of like saying you are letting go of things from the past. Five of Pentacles twice in your reading right here. Sorry, wrong camera. I still haven't figured that out after almost 2 weeks, but anyway, it's like you are letting go of these weaknesses and maybe you're moving forward a little bit more boldly, which we see right here. Chariot. Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. So I really feel that for you with the Chariot. I feel like the Chariot is, the Chariot means a lot of different things to me, but I feel like for you it's saying that if you want something, or you want to create something or have something, you can easily have it, if you have the will and the desire to accomplish it. The Chariot, he is not afraid to be like unique or different. And we're definitely entering into a time where I think if we want something, we have to be unique and different to be able to accomplish it. And with the Six of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be new love. Again, not really a love reading, but I do feel it's here. So if you want love, there definitely could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. The Knight of Cups also represents your dream. Like normally he's looking into that cup, he's dreaming of his future life. But he's standing in the desert and he has water flowing in front of him. And so the Knight of Cups can say that if you just start planting seeds that they will grow. And you have that Ace of Wands, which like I said is like the seed, the root going down into the soil. So I definitely feel it's time for you to like start planting seeds or start making things happen. With the King of Swords, you have the Chariot again. Yes, definitely a big victory. See, you have all I think these Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, this here is kind of like saying you have the skills, but more than the skills, you have the knowledge and wisdom. You have everything you need to accomplish quite a bit right now, but you also have to like start doing it, right? With the Chariot, you have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about going on an adventure. We see a lot of movement here, which is great, which is really what I'm noticing. I mean, 1, 2, 3 for cards, 5 cards technically of moving forward, of charging forward in a direction. So again, a little bit of a breakthrough here, because I think maybe you could be noticing something in your life like an opportunity, some sort of chance opportunity or something like that. And whatever this is, this chance opportunity could change your fortunes with that Wheel of Fortune. You have this, in the area of the good stuff, you have this void of course moon. It says, nothing will come of the situation. You have this third quarter moon. It says, adjustments are required. I think you're making the adjustments. I think the nothing will come of this situation is that Nine of Swords. You are realizing that something is like an anchor in your life. Five of Pentacles, by the way, Five of Pentacles has this right here is an anchor right between the pentacles. So I feel for some of you, you're realizing that something is holding you back, and you need to release it so that you can change your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is you showing up here in a very strong position, but the Wheel of Fortune is also about your vibes. There's this snake right here, it's about the vibrations you give off, and I think the vibe that you need to give off here, Sagittarius, is confidence, not doubting yourself, and knowing that you can produce a good result like in business and love, whatever you're trying to accomplish. With that Three of Pentacles is the shared vision, right? It is like these three people are all trying to accomplish this right here. They're trying to build something beautiful. And I feel like that's what you're trying to do, is like trying to build something nice in your life. And this is about you just moving towards it. You have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think this is like the clarity that, being clear on what you want. If you do want love, these two are not facing each other, the King and Queen of Swords, but you do have the Lovers. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the King and Queen of Swords for love, like in a love reading. To me, it represents like two people who are not seeing eye to eye, two people are not communicating. So I think that there needs to be communication, but you actually have the Lover, so I do feel this could be like a very good connection, or there could be a solid connection coming in for you if you want love. But let's see what we have going on here. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, again, your work. It's almost like the work that you're doing will change your life. With this right here going this way, so we have the Eight of Pentacles twice. The Eight of Pentacles says you already know what to do, you already know like where to put your effort, and I think it's just about doing it. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups. I think this is like about opening up your heart, especially not really a love reading, but if you want love, I think opening up and being more open will be the thing that attracts love into your life. I really do feel this could be a solid connection here. I'm wondering, like part of me is feeling that this is two people who have both been hurt the same way, and because of that you're both, again, if you already are talking to a person or something, it's like both people are holding back. If you're not talking to a person yet, again, I think you could be meeting a person. Definitely could be an air sign, could be any sign, but it's almost like I see both people doing the same thing. So it's like someone has to, break the ice, or someone has to, shake up this energy a little bit. With the Lovers, you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, of course, is a good idea in a connection. I also feel this is saying like, don't give up on love, especially if you truly want it, I think that, if you want a connection or if you want love, the Nine of Wands is saying open up, but just set boundaries, like set the expectations up front so that, whatever this mess is can be successful. So I think this is about kind of, setting boundaries so you can allow something to work, right? You have this key card. It says successful outcome to your problems. Basically that top row, the Nine of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune. It seems to me like you're correcting something. But I do feel that you are taking control, which is a good thing. I think I kind of see you more taking control of that wheel. Again, the wheel just spins in our lives. Most people do nothing to take control of the wheel. I think you're doing things that actually, lead to more positive outcomes. You have this Hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. Yeah, I think anyone who wants to do anything right now is going to experience minor obstacles. The trick is to realize that they're just obstacles. The problem is that these obstacles we're experiencing probably are triggering. They probably remind us of something that we went through in the past. So like, let's say you're starting a business. Maybe you're dealing with the same problems you dealt with the first time that you tried to start a business. The trick is to realize it's just a hill, it's not a mountain. It's like maybe in the past something completely prevented you from moving forward, but it's like this time you might experience a similar situation, but it's going to be different a little bit. And I think realizing that will help you push past those obstacles or whatever you want to call it. You have this force. It says muddled, unclear thinking. You actually have a lot of clarity here, so if you haven't been clear, I think you could be gaining answers or you could be gaining a certain level of clarity. You have this Lion. Says time to act on it. Yes, the Strength card. You have this Lion card. I definitely feel it's time for you to, kind of take action. It's time to, it's almost like it's time to show the world what you're made of, which I think is true for everyone. We're all being called to do something big right now. We have Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. I really believe that Neptune in Pisces is the big impossible dream. Saturn is the kind of says if you get your ass moving, yeah, you can have it, right? So I think the energy is prime for pretty much everyone accomplishing something that seems like a little bit out of reach, but I would go for it. You have this Pig. It says beware of greed. Yeah, I would be careful of greedy people at this time. But this is a pretty good reading here, Sag. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.